So let's begin our journey, Dances of India, with the auspicious Mangalam. Namaste.
सबका मंगल सबका मंगल सबका मंगल होए रे तेरा मंगल तेरा मंगल तेरा मंगल होए रे जिस गुरुदेव ने धर्म दिया है उनका मंगल होए रे जिस जननी ने जन्म दिया है उसका मंगल होए रे पाला पोसा बड़ा किया उस पिता का मंगल होए रे इस जगत के सब दुखियारे प्राणी का मंगल होए रे जल में थल में और गगन में सबका मंगल होए रे अंतर मन की गांठें टूटे अंतर निर्मल होए रे राग द्वेष और मोह मिट जाए शील समाधि होए रे शुद्ध धर्म धरती पर जागे पाप पराजित होए रे इस धरती के तरतीन में कण कण में धर्म समोए रे शुद्ध धर्म जन जन में जागे घर घर शांति समोए रे तेरा मंगल मेरा मंगल सबका मंगल होए रे सबका मंगल सबका मंगल सबका मंगल होए रे
Bharatanatyam is one of the oldest classical dance styles in the world. It is recognized in Natya Shastra with sculptures and written texts showcasing this form of dance dating back to over 1,000 years. Many ancient temples across India also have carvings and architecture illustrating Bharatanatyam from the time of its origin. The music for this dance is the popular Ganayak, composed by Shankar Mahadevan. It describes the prayer of Lord Ganesh, the elephant-headed Hindu demigod. Lord Ganesh is known as the remover of obstacles. He showers good fortune to all, and so prayers are offered to Lord Ganesh at the beginning of every new venture or special occasion. He is also the embodiment of music and the greatest teacher of the arts. The dance describes his characteristics, his elephant head and trunk. He also has a broken tusk, which represents sacrifice. We hope that you can spot these and other descriptions of Lord Ganesh performed by our dancers in classical Bharatanatyam style.
गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
चतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
गीताय ग्रन्थगेयाय ग्रन्थान्तरात्मने गीतलीनाय गीताश्रयाय गीतवाद्यपटवे गेयचरिताय गायकवराय गन्धर्वप्रियकृते गायकाधीनविग्रहाय गङ्गाजलप्रणयवते गौरीस्तनन्दनाय गौरीहृदयनन्दनाय गौरभानुसुताय गौरीगणेश्वराय गौरीप्रणयाय गौरीप्रवणाय गौरभावाय धीमहि गोसहस्राय गोवर्धनाय गोपगोपाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
This next dance, Barsore Megha Megha, reflects the importance of rain in Indian culture. India is deeply dependent on its agricultural produce, and its rainy season is celebrated with dancing and feasting. The rains are a time when the land becomes green, nourished, and renewed. And during the monsoon season, different parts of India celebrate with various festivals. This is also true for many parts of the world where the economy is dependent on agricultural produce. In ancient times, and even today, parts of the world do not have access to running water, and rainwater has to be collected in pots for later use. The lyrics of this dance are uplifting and joyful. Let it rain, and come, let's rejoice in this fresh water. All creatures are completely dependent on water, and it is honored in this dance as a precious commodity. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, performing the folk dance style to Barsore Megha Megha.
मीठा है कोसा है बारिश का बोसा है कोसा है कोसा है बारिशों का बोसा है मीठा है कोसा है बारिश का बोसा है कोसा है कोसा है बारिशों का बोसा है जल 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 बहता जल नारे 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 गिली गिली माटी के
The Madam Mast Kalandar is being performed tonight in the classical dance style of Kathak, which originates from North India. Kathak derives from the word Kathakar, meaning storyteller. In Sanskrit, the root word Katha means story or conversation. During the reign of the Mughal Empire, between the 16th to 19th centuries, the classical dance style of Kathak developed in the courts of the Mughal kings. This style is a fusion of both Hindu and Islamic cultures. The storytelling aspect of dance is enhanced with the pirouettes and complex footwork brought by the Mughals. The Madam Mast Kalandar is a popular spiritual Sufi qawwali or devotional song dedicated to the 13th century Sufi saint Lal Shahbaz Qalandar, who was an esteemed figure from the Sindh region in today's Pakistan near the border of Punjab. The lyrics of this song originate from a Sufi poem by Amir Khusro, which was later modified by Bulleh Shah in the 18th century to honor and promote the theme of spiritual ecstasy and the unity between Hindus and Muslims. The song became famous after its composition for the Pakistani film Jabru in 1956 by Ashraf Hussain. In more recent times, the late and great Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan popularized qawwali music and also made a rendition of this song. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madam Mast Kalandar.
शाहबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम बे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली शाहबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लाल सिंदरे दा सेवन दा सखी शाहबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम बे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली शाहबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी ओ लाल मेरी बचरे मारे नौवनु पिरा बचरे मारे पैरानुंद नाए पीर मिला झूले लालड़ सिंदरे दा सेवन दा सिंदरे दा सेवन दा सखी शाहबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली शाहबाज कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी ओ लाल मेरी
The next and final dance before the interval is Inca Stepa. This will be performed in a fusion of Bharatanatyam and Kathak dance styles set to Western music composed by Ben Watkins. Ben Watkins is a Western music composer particularly well known for the soundtrack he made to the popular film The Matrix. When he created the music for Inca Stepa, Ben Watkins specifically asked two of our Bharatanatyam dancers to dance to this piece of work. This dance has been included in tonight's program to highlight the global influence of Indian dance, particularly the classical styles, and their interplay with modern Western music today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to mention that when we do have the interval, it will be for 20 minutes, and then if you could kindly return back to your seats. Thank you.
Mexico horizon, the colors of gold, silk and satin.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to support our presentation today. We brought to London because, for one reason, my younger sister died recently from PSPA, and when I was trying to do this dance production for my students in Crawley, she took part in making sure that all the dances, all the music that we chose, she was part of that. She made sure that I chose the music that people would enjoy, and she was looking forward to our showcase in Crawley. But sadly, she passed away. And because of her love for dancing, she had joined Satish Shah's classes organized by Prafulla Ben Shah for Oshwal community at Ekta Center. She thoroughly enjoyed those classes until her last days. She kept on going to those classes without fail, although towards the end, she could not move or really see. However, in her mind, she was dancing. So she died with dance and full of joy for dancing in Satish's class. And Satish Shah is also a student of Sunita Golwala. So a lot of her class students who danced with her are here to support the event. And we are donating the proceeds from this show tonight to PSP Research Association. So if anybody would like to donate, we have the funders waiting outside by the front doors. If you need to ask them, they will guide you. And we also have two voluntary organizers, the leaders of them. One is Vinod Shah, who organized chair yoga for Parkinson's people, or people suffering from Parkinson's. And they were very helpful, and during that time, my sister went for every week for this chair yoga, and it gave her a lot of energy and made her feel much better after those exercise classes. If you want to know more about that, Vinod Shah will also be waiting outside by the desk, so please ask for any information, they will help. And finally, but not the least, Prafulla Ben Shah, from Ekta Center. She has both Vinod Shah and Prafulla Ben Shah have a long career working with the communities and voluntary work, and they've done a lot of work for the communities here. And they are also here, they are running various organizations, one of them being Bhakti Milap. So anybody who is suffering from these kind of conditions or needs some help or some social gathering where it helps them to feel much better, they are here to support as well. And you can also ask for information. They'll be by the door. Thank you very much. Off the top of my head.
Mountainous region of North India. The costumes for this dance depict the cold, sometimes freezing conditions. The dance movements emphasize the stony mountainous terrain, with the dancers holding hands and calling across the mountains, stepping over the stones. This dance is performed at festivals and other special occasions. The music was composed by Navkala musicians and is a recording of the original. We are very fortunate to have two of the original musicians in our audience today, vocalist Jyoti Ben Kamath and flute player Surendra Kamath. Manua was choreographed by our honoured guest Sunita Golwala, MBE, for Navkala Dance Academy. At this point, I would like to stress that this dance was taught by Sunita Golwala to our dance teacher, Champa Shah, and her dance colleagues, and Champanti has taught us this dance. Presenting now, the Manwa. Dandiya Ras and Garba are folk dances originating from the state of Gujarat, Western India. This folk style is performed at weddings and particularly at Navratri, the 9-night annual festival around October time. This year starting next week. Next week, Monday. You're right, tomorrow. I'm glad everyone knows. So as well as its significance in religious settings, it is a popular festival where communities and young people can meet socially to celebrate together. Everyone is welcome to dance the Dandiya Ras with sticks and Garba. A fun fact is that UNESCO has named the folk style of Garba an integral cultural heritage of Gujarat and put this style of dance on the global map. By association, even Dandiya Ras is very popular today. Presenting now the Dandiya Ras.
Sa
be performed in classical dance from the region of Marwar in the state of Rajasthan in northwestern India. India is a land of many colourful, vibrant folk dances, along with the 8 classical dance styles. Every region in India has a particular folk style which will be performed by everyone or exclusively by men or women during festivals and celebrations. There are some common elements which run through all folk dances, but they also have their unique features which will be reflective of the region they come from. Marwar is performed by women who are celebrating the arrival of spring. It is a joyous, colourful dance with energetic movements, and the women use their veils as part of the dance. The music was also composed by Navkala musicians and is a recording of the original. This dance was also choreographed by Sunita Golwala. We hope that your wonderful legacy will carry on, Sunita ji, as all our dancers have thoroughly enjoyed learning your beautiful dances. I'll just take a moment as well to pause and mention that this dance will be performed by women who have not had the opportunity to train in dance from a very young age. Nevertheless, they have taken up dance in adult life after juggling demanding careers and raising their families, all to fulfill their passion for Indian dance. There's a real mixture in our dance group. Girls, ladies who've been training since they were sort of 5, 8 years old, who have then taken career breaks and are very much acting as professionals, dentists, lawyers, and have got married, have children now, young families, and they all take time to come to our Friday night rehearsals or Monday night rehearsals to train. And this performance has been about maybe 18 months in the making, 2 years, and we performed originally 6 months ago in Crawley. So similarly, the ladies group, they've been training with Jampanti maybe in the last 3 years, and as I said, some of us have been training with her since we were little girls, so sort of 20 plus years. So I'll just have a check if the ladies group are ready, because I know they had a very quick change, so just bear with me one moment. Thank you. Adinar, in the form of Nataraj, the Lord of Dance, which I mentioned earlier this evening. So Nata means dance and Raj means the king or the lord. It will be performed in classical Bharatanatyam dance style. It is believed that this dance was performed by Lord Shiva himself on the top of the golden temple of Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, South India. This dance is a celebration of Lord Shiva, who through his divine cosmic dance balances the creative and destructive energies of this material universe. The imagery of this cosmic dancing has been captured in the beautiful brass sculpture of Nataraj created between 880 AD and 1217 BC in South India during the height of the Chola period. And we can see this form of Lord Shiva as Nataraj on the stage today. So Nataraj is perfectly balanced on one leg with symbols of creation, destruction, and protection. He is giving blessings of protection with his right hand and removing evil or darkness with his left hand. The damaru, or drum, played with his right hand symbolizes the rhythm of creation and time. And the fire held in his left hand symbolizes destruction. He dances within a circular arch of flames, the Prabha Mandala, which symbolically represents the cosmic fire that in Hindu cosmology creates everything and consumes everything in cyclic existence or cycles of time. The fire also represents the warmth, light, heat, evils, dangers, and joys of daily life. As he dances, his matted hair is flying around because of the wildness and ecstasy of the dance. The sacred river Ganges falls to the earth in droplets from the top of Lord Shiva's head, showing how the force of the mighty river can be transformed by him into a calm river for the regeneration of life. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Natanam Adinar coming next. On stage now and just say a few words.
Thank you, everyone. Again, once more for supporting our program today. And I would like to say a very special thank you to my dance teacher, Sunita Golwala, MBE. She got the MBE for the show. She's a unique person in many ways. One of the first things I have to say is that all the three stars that you saw today, two classical stars, one from North India, Kathak, and one from South India, Bharatanatyam, and folk dances of India, all those three stars were taught to us. Not many teachers teach all three styles. So once more, Sunita ji, thank you so much. I am very privileged and extremely lucky to have had training from her. And the training has been a long training. We went to her for many years. So it was not just dance instructions, but also in every aspect of her life, she would instruct us in many ways. So she was not just a teacher, dance teacher, but as we say in our Indian culture, Guru Shishya Parampara. In her case, she taught us about a lot of our just normal life, because we were all young teenagers when we all started learning from her. Today there are many of my dance colleagues here from Naukala Dance Academy, and we are still all together. For us it's a big family, and Sunita is our greatest inspiration, and today I am so honored that she's come to see our presentation. She's come all the way from Cambridge, and I want to say a special thank you to her. Thank you. So now, just to show my appreciation, I'd like Sunita ji to come from this way. It's a long walk down, but if you can manage, otherwise I'll come and I would like to offer our flowers, a small token of thank you. That side, please. I'll just go and see, actually. I'll just that we can pass on your legacy to the next generation. Thank you so much.
I'm really very touched, very chuffed to see Champa teach dancing so diligently to her students, to see that the old tradition is continued and taught to everybody. I only would like to say one little thing from the Natya Shastra Stotra. The Natya Shastra says the dance has to be threefold. The purpose of dance is threefold: to educate the illiterate, to enlighten the literate, and to entertain the enlightened. And I think we have been educated, we have been enlightened, and we have been entertained, all because of Tumukar. And it is a Guru Shishya character. Thank you very much.
Such lovely words. Thank you. I need to continue with my thank yous still, so I'll just go back on stage. So it is a joint effort. Without my students, without their dedication and their love and everything else, this production took place. But they are not only dancers, they are not only just career ladies with other family commitments, but they are also multi-talented. So some of my students actually did the program and did the posters and a lot of background work, admin work and things. So they were part and parcel of this whole production. So thank you to my lovely students. And there were so many people who helped to pass the word and help us sell the tickets here, because we have come to a new area. We normally perform in Sussex. So for us, this was a new venture, so we all traveled for 2 hours to come here. So a long journey, but I hope, again, thank you for your support, because this happened only because of my sister. And now I would just like to thank all the Harrow Arts Council team, the technicians up there, Ralph, lighting persons, Samantha, all the people behind the scenes who have helped tonight to make this performance a success. And finally, not the least, my family has come here to support me fully, and 2 of my brothers have flown from Kenya to be here with us today to support us. Thank you everyone, and enjoy the last performance.
Before Champa Aunty leaves the stage, we would just like...
A bit of sorry, I got carried away with all that. But I also want to say that our honoured guests, Deputy Mayor Councillor Yogesh Telly and Deputy Mayoress Neetu Telly, thank you very much for honouring us with your presence, and we would like to also offer you a token of our thank you. So may I just please ask Neetu Telly to come down. Oh, I can't. So we'll start our final.
Thank you, Champanti. And of course, we just want to obviously honour Champanti. She has put so much time and effort, all of her energy into this showcase. She's so dedicated. We are honestly we're so privileged to call you our guru. So, on behalf of everyone, and it was her birthday yesterday, and she's been working tirelessly. So for all of us, Champanti, thank you so much. And I hope you can always make you proud and dance for you. So thank you so much. So our final dance this evening, I'll keep this very short and sweet, is the Vande Mataram, which is a salutation to India for its cultural heritage. The song is a national song, but it's not to be confused with the national anthem. It was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in the 1870s. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll close tonight's performances. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate all your support, and have a good evening.
Kusumiga
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you very much and safe journey home. And I'd like to invite the Mayor, Deputy Mayor Yogesh Telly, Councillor Yogesh Telly, and Niti Telly to come on the stage, and I'd like the guest of honor and everybody to just wait for a few seconds because my students would love to talk to you before you all leave. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do need to head off, that's absolutely fine. I think we're just hoping to take a couple of photographs with the Mayor and Mayoress, and with hopefully if Sunitha Ji can make it down to the stage.